Good morning. Ryan has changed. He's reformed himself. Ryan has changed. What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations, and I'm the host of Epic Conversations 2020, Best Podcast News Award winner, 2018 Innovation Award winner given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. I also co-host and co-produce the only online show in the world for dads and fathers. It's sponsored by Dove Men Plus Care. And since 2020, our team has reached out directly and indirectly to over 300,000 dads, fathers, and male caregivers around the world. I'm also a featured contributor to the Indie Soup Media Network, which is right there on your screen, which is about 26 content creators. It's based out of the US. I'm the only right now featured Canadian content creator. And it's driven by our good friend, Dr. Tachi. And you can catch a whole bunch of Dr. Vibe shows on there, about 4 a week on that platform. So as always, I like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. Also, subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also, follow the Dr. Vibe Show on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Also, to advertise your business, product, or service on any of the platforms that I am part of, please feel free to email me, dr.vibe at the dr.vibeshow.com. And finally, join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Email me at dr.vibe at the dr.vibeshow.com. And yes, if my voice sounds a little different, I have a little bit of a head cold, but I'm pushing through. I got meetings like crazy today, so my goal is not to lose my voice today. And yes, Ryan has changed. He's got smoother. Roger Dundas, what's up?
Good morning, Dr. Vibe.
What
an introduction that Dr. Vibe does. And I'm just going to say I'm just the co-founder and the publisher of ByBlacks.com, Canada's top-ranked online magazine that focuses on telling Black Canadian stories. We're also, we're also winners of the Canadian Ethnic Media Association Award. 2 awards I think we got from them. And, we're here today. I'm here today to talk about the restaurant week. No, we're not here to talk about that 4-letter organization. We're talking about restaurant week, right? So actually, it's interesting that just this week, there were 4 new restaurants that signed on this week, last minute. Flavours restaurant from Alberta, from Calgary. One of my favorites here in my hometown would be Jerk Stop. We also had Royal Caribbean Cafe down on St. Clair. So they may not even be on the page as well as yet because of the late start. And I did say 4. Can you remind me who's the 4th person? I can't remember who the 4th person is right now because my brain is so fogged up with all this trying to get everything going. It's been tremendous. We've started going to different restaurants already. Of course, we're not going out of province this time. We did go out of province last year to Nova Scotia and also British Columbia. So we did those 2 trips. Last year in the spring and then in the fall. This year we're staying all inside of Ontario.
Yeah. All right. We got some comments already up. Fitness IQ Cam says, morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Fitness
also
IQ.
Says lemon water. Yes, I've got water here, and then the lemon water's coming after the show. And she says, nice on all the success of the restaurant week. And Roger, I know some people have not heard about Restaurant Week before. So can you give a little rundown about what it's all about?
Absolutely. So ByBlacks Restaurant Week is a national food campaign to promote Black-owned restaurants nationally. We started it in May 2021. There are 2 editions that we do annually, a spring and a fall edition. The spring edition happens in May, typically the 3rd week of May. And the fall, typically the 3rd week in November. So those are the dates. So what the restaurants do is the restaurants provide either, at this point, a prefix menu, which is a combination of an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. And what they do is pull in that menu from their existing offering and giving up discounts. So those things, it's like a special. You buy the 3 things, you get a slight discount. Actually, you don't get a slight discount. You get a good discount.
Yeah.
Right? And then some smaller establishments, like restaurants that are predominantly takeout. So it could be a takeout restaurant or a juice bar, bakery, patty shop, etc. They're offering a $10 special and giving 25% off in most cases. One of the most significant discounts I've seen so far is from Potluck Restaurant. I keep mentioning it because I'm sure the original cost was $16.95, and they're selling this oxtail meal for $10 next week.
Ryan.
Yeah, the four locations in Mississauga: Dundas, Derry, Britannia, and Meadowvale. So anybody who loves oxtail, that's your chance to go and get it at the bird. That's gonna be the cheapest price that I know in any restaurant across the city. So that's a restaurant week program. We work with, and I gotta say this, this support from the Afro-Caribbean Business Network has really catapulted the restaurant week this year. They've really done an amazing job in connections, and kudos to Ryan and his team here. We couldn't have done this as well without the Black Opportunity Fund. They came on board to support the 7 kickoff events and the promotion of the restaurants across the country. So big up to Craig and his team. We also had support from Meridian Credit Union. As you know, they're focused on Ontario and supporting businesses within Ontario. And then there's Dr. Vibe, if you could have scrolled down, let me just read out everybody. And there's some people not on the list, the sponsor list.
Okay, I will do that. Just give me a second. Okay, here we go.
Right down to the end of the page. So those are the restaurants that are participating, will be updated. Stop here for a second. Also, want to give a big shout out to our brand ambassadors that are going to or have gone to restaurants to cover them. Ernest White covered Calabash. You can see his video on TikTok. Ryan Hinkson did a segment with CTV, The Goods, with Mary Berg, where he went to Edible Bliss. They're on Dundas. They're doing a pop-up on Dundas Street. Kingston 12 Patty Shop in Little Jamaica on Eglinton, and Scott Hill Caribbean Cuisine, which is on Avenue Road. So he did a fantastic segment. We'll try and get that link and pop it, if you can pop it in the chat so people can see it. And then Shirley is going to visit, I believe, Sugarcane, one of my favorites, today. So you'll see her coverage of Sugarcane a little bit further down. Scroll down a little bit more. Talk about the sponsors, media sponsors that came on board. And if you're listening to Flow or Vibe 105, you should be hearing those ads promoting Restaurant Week on those stations. Big up to Flow and Vibe. They're also going to be getting food from restaurants next week, Tuesday to Friday, because of course Monday is a holiday. And a big shout out to the Black Community Associations helping us always. The BBABC over in Vancouver, the BBPN that operates out of New Brunswick, Foodpreneur Lab, and also I think who's missing from there, the BBI is also supporting us in Halifax, and I think there's also another association that is missing from this list. I have to double check that. In terms of the tourism boards and the destination marketing organizations, we get strong support from Destination Toronto, Discover Halifax, Downtown Halifax, and also the tourism board in Windsor. So the one in Windsor is doing an amazing job in promoting all the things that are happening in the restaurants in Windsor. And then from the media perspective, Cuisine Noir, outfit out of the States, They have been a massive supporter of Restaurant Week from day one, thanks to Dr. Vibe and his connections. Charles Matthews with Jump Podcast, and last but not least, the Dr. Vibe Show.
Who dat?
Yeah. Who that? Who that? Who that? Who's missing from that list is Quell Now. So Quell Now is the agency that represents Ryan Hinkson. And they've come on this time to say, you know what, we'll just support you. We'll send some of our influencers to go and visit some of the restaurants and push it out on their channels and everything. So big shout out to Stephanie and her team. It's a massive effort, guys. You know, there's a lot of different people and parties that are supporting Restaurant Week. And also ACA in Hamilton.
Yes.
ACA in Hamilton is promoting Ellis Kitchen over in Hamilton as well as Ottawa Tourism. You see, there's a lot of people I'm forgetting. Ottawa Tourism is supporting Tropical. Tropical is going to be interviewed on, I believe, City TV in Montreal this afternoon. So, you know, there's a lot of promotion, and I just want to say the restaurants do not pay to participate. This is a fully sponsored community initiative to try and promote and keep the restaurants alive.
All right. Frequency Event Promotion says, great day, Dr. Vibe, and also says, good day, Roger Dundas, not Rogers. He wishes he would have money.
You know, mostly South Asian and Asian people call me Rogers.
You're kidding.
Yeah, I could almost every time.
Man, they must have good cable. So before we go to break, has there been anything different experience-wise with this Restaurant Week compared to the others?
You know, the two things that we did differently, because, you know, let me just say that this is the 7th time we're doing it, and every time we make a mistake, right? So the mistakes, let me say, the mistakes are school. You have to look at a mistake as an educational tool for you to move forward. And I think this is the thing. And one of the things that we did better this time was to introduce that $10 special. So that was something that I was talking to I forgot them too, the Restaurants Association of Nova Scotia. They are supporting the Nova Scotia-based restaurants, and they said that they have a dine-around program. Every province has a dine-around program, pretty much, right? Every major city. And they said that they had a challenge getting smaller establishments to participate, and they introduced a $10 special so that, you know, bakeries, you know, juice bars, those, you know, smaller establishments could participate. And we thought about it and said, yeah, that's a great idea. And since we've done that, I think it's 50-50. I have to look back at the numbers, but I think 50% of the people said, oh, we'll just do the $10 special. It's easier for us, right? So they don't have to do a appetizer, entree, dessert. They can just combine two things. And so that the $10 special is one of the big things. And then the second thing is we were doing a media launch. So we would do a media launch, and we would go to the different cities and do a media launch. But it was, as you experienced it, when we did the Toronto launch, just the kickoff event on the first day of Restaurant Week, it was so well attended. It was just a networking event. We sampled the restaurant's food, and people just got to meet people. There was no panel, there's no speech, there's nothing. People just came and had a great time. Music is playing. So that's what to expect with the 7 kickoff events that we're doing across the country. There's one at Calabash in Vancouver, one at Ellis Kitchen in Hamilton, Carib Dish in Barrie, Scott Hill Caribbean Cuisine in Toronto, Laz Catering and Cuisine in Markham, and in Halifax, there is the Opus Cafe and Catering out in Halifax as well. And in Windsor, it's going to be at Sailor Vibes. So you can go register. There's an Eventbrite link. You can ask us right here on the chat if you want to go to any of them. They're all happening simultaneously between 6 to 9 p.m., whatever time zone they're in. So 6 to 9 p.m. in Vancouver, that will be the last one that happens because they're behind us. 6 to 9 p.m. in Halifax, they will start first, and then the Ontario ones will all be at the same time. Simultaneous.
Nice. Frequency Event Promotion says, manners and respect, Sir Roger Dundas. Oh my gosh. As Dr. Vibe would say, it's my head, not my heart. Looking forward to supporting Restaurant Week like the last time. And Fit Nantucket goes, eyes goes, whoa. Yes.
Yeah. So I think we are, Ryan is going to be at the Scott Hill on Avenue Road, hosting that event.
Oh,
We are going to go to 2 events. We're going to go to Barry first, and then come down to Laz Authentic Cuisine.
All
And I gotta say, big shout out to Laz. Their food is outstanding. Scott Hill, outstanding. You know, Carib Dish. I went up there, such a beautiful spot. It looks like a, you know, it looks like to me like a typical, like a Popeyes, but with Caribbean colors. It's so clean and just organized and everything. You know, it's amazing. Ellis Kitchen, I haven't been to in a long time. So I went there. I feel like I went there like 10 years ago. I really need to go back there.
All right. And Frequency Event Promotion says, I love that restaurant, Scott Hill Restaurant. Yes. Nice place. Nice place.
One of my meeting spots.
Yeah.
It's a spot where I do a lot of meetings at for lunch, because there are one of the few restaurants that's Black owned that's open for lunch where you can dine in.
100%. All right. So we're going to take a little break. And when we come back from break, we have 1, 2, 3 restaurants ready to go. So if you're not hungry now, I'd say probably in about 5 minutes, you're going to be really hungry. But before we get to that, let's go for a 2-minute break, and we'll come back and we're going to bring 3 of the participating restaurants on the Dr. Vibe Show. So keep it locked for 2 minutes.
You know, and that's what I feel like. You feel like you're the Harriet Tubman of the mind.
I am.
I feel like I'm I'm one of the Harriet Tubmans of intelligent Black people. Like, I want to liberate y'all from like being left behind and ignored and oblivion. No, really, the rappers get all the attention. You know, seriously, does anybody else feel this way? Like ignorant Black people, they'll be all up, you know, getting all the headlines on the Shade Room.
Overly sexualized Black folks.
Like the twerkers and the, you know, just people that, you know, don't always represent the best of us, you know, the diversity, you know, like people like Dr. Vibe. Like, everybody should know about people like Dr. Vibe. Dr.
Really
Vibe he's trying to do good work for Black people. Dr. Vibe from Toronto. Good to see you, my brother. Dr. Vibe. Everybody follow Dr. Vibe. He has a great show. He's very good at what he does, and I have a lot of respect for him. The men who are also doing the same thing. I see Dr. Vibe in here. He's a great brother. Everybody should follow Dr. Vibe, by the way. He's a smart brother in Canada, and we need to follow smart people. So follow Dr. Vibe if you see him in the chat. And Dr. Vibe, say your name in the chat so people can see you. I want you to click on his name, and I want you to go follow him, please, because I want these men and women that are doing the right things to get the support they deserve. Hey, Dr. Vibe, how you doing, brother? Again, like I always do, I gotta say everybody should go follow Dr. Vibe. He's got a great show. Dr. Vibe, I know Dr. Vibe's got a kingdom because I see your channel. I see you pouring into that every day. Everybody should follow Dr. Vibe, by the way. Look him up, Dr. Vibe, Vibe. He's a great friend of me and my wife, and I love this guy. Okay, so let me hop into this. What's up, Dr. Vibe? How you doing? Everybody, if you see Dr. Vibe in the chat, everybody go follow the Dr. Vibe show. Dr. Vibe is a real smart brother and a good human being. I like the guy a lot, and he's very intelligent. And I think everyone should pay attention to what he's got going on. We got to shine the spotlight on the intelligent Black people out here that are really doing the good work. Don't just pay attention to the rappers and the celebrities. You know, a lot of these people are losers. Your true winners are your people in your community that are really having your back. You know, helping us to have stronger families and a stronger community. So Dr. Vibe is in that category. So you might see the Dr. Vibe show in this chat. If you see him, please go follow him. Okay. All right. So anyway.
All right. As always, big shout out to Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins. Also, she has arrived in the house. Opal Inspired says, good morning, everyone. Follow her and her artistic creations online. All right, Roger, we got a triplex coming today, so let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. So we got Stelly's Cuisine and Catering. We've got Kanisha, and we got Laz. So Roger, you know these people a little bit more than myself, so let's get it going. Let's rock. And good morning, everybody. How we doing?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tired.
You know the restaurant early morning grind. They've probably been at it from 6 a.m. Some of them.
I bet. So, first of all, thanks for taking the time. You know what? I'm going to go with Kanisha. How did you get started in the restaurant industry?
Just by sheer luck. So I started my chocolate shop during 2020, and it kind of just happened for me. It was one of those things that I just felt like I couldn't buy a house and I had a down payment burning a hole in my bank account, and most sane people would leave the money in their account and grow it, but I decided that I wanted to start a business, and I took it and opened my chocolate shop in Whitby.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Can I call you risk taker?
Yes, my friends call me a cowboy.
So what was your parents' reaction or family's reaction going into the restaurant business? Like, oh, I can see your face already. Go ahead.
Surprisingly, my dad was extremely supportive. He said not to quit my job, so I was still working my corporate job while running the store. Like he was one of the first people there. He was there painting, putting things together. His painting skills weren't up to my taste, so
Ouch.
I had to kick him out. But he's been one of my biggest supporters. And when I quit my corporate job last year, he was like, "Yes, it's time, do it." So it's so strange coming from a very strict Jamaican dad who told me get an education, go to school, go to school, get this good job, and live a good life. And now he's telling me, no, quit your good job, go focus on your business. And yeah, so no, they've been very, very supportive. Some days they look at me sideways, but they're supportive.
Okay, let's go next down to Windsor.
Hold
Let's
on
go
one second.
down
Oh,
to Windsor.
Before you go to Windsor, I just want to say that One More Cocoa is in my city, right?
Oh.
They're in my town, and they're on Athol Street. They're in a strip mall with 3 Jamaican food businesses. One is a vegan place, then
Oh,
One More
yes.
Cocoa is in the middle, and then there's a Jamaican takeout place right beside it. All 3 together. But One More Cocoa. Before we leave One More Cocoa, hold on. Let's just talk about Oprah. Let's just talk about getting on that Oprah.
Who's Oprah?
I don't know, some lady that runs some show in the States.
Okay, all right. Educate me. Who's Oprah?
Let's talk about that for a second before you just move on to Windsor. We're gonna Windsor. You'll get your time, for sure.
We had the honor last year of being chosen to be one of Oprah's favorite things for 2023. So it was our trio of hot chocolate. It had a white hot chocolate, milk hot chocolate, and cocoa tea or Jamaican hot chocolate, I like to tell people. And it was a whirlwind. It was, I don't know how to explain it. It was just a really great time for us as a business. And the fact that Oprah and Gail, because I have a little blurb that Gail loves our hot chocolate, really enjoyed something that I spend a year to create, and see people enjoy it and love it has been one of the most amazing things, especially the cocoa tea, because as a kid I never liked cocoa tea, and then growing up I learned to love it, and then selling to people and they just fall in love with this little Jamaican thing. It's just been really great.
Okay, how did that happen?
So
you just can't say, "Oh, this thing." How did that happen?
Okay, so there's a bit of a story. So I'll run through it really quickly. I got a sketchy email. It looked really sketchy. It looked like it was from the early 2000s or late 90s. Those chain, like, send this or you're going to have bad luck for the rest of your life looking email. And it's like, do you want to pitch to Oprah? And I was like, this is a scam. But click this link. And I'm like, okay, click the link. So I clicked the link. Most people wouldn't have. And then it brought me to a page where I had to pay for said information. And a friend of mine's like, do it. And I'm like, listen, this looks like a scam. They're going to steal my identity. They're going to take all my money. She's like, if they steal anything from you, I'll give you the money back. So I really supported friends. So I clicked the link. It was the email to pitch to Oprah, Oprah's team. And I sent them a sample of our hot chocolate, and they fell in love with it.
How much did that cost?
It was about like $150, but it wasn't only for Oprah. So I could have pitched to a few other things. So I could pitch to Oprah, Martha Stewart, Elle Magazine. It was a whole list. It was a PR list I got. So a PR list for all the publications in the United States and Canada, for like Food and Wine, a whole bunch of magazines, and media. So it was worth it because I got.
You think?
I'm telling you.
Wow.
I'm telling you. I one more thing. Just one more thing, guys. We're coming. So tell them about the Hello Fresh partnership.
Oh,
Let's go in that too.
so we were lucky to bump into one of the buyers of HelloFresh back in 2022. And they featured 3 of our chalk bars for about a year in their marketplace. So that was a eye opener. My little business making thousands and thousands of bars, and we're used to making a couple hundred, was really fun. But it was a great experience. We've had some really, really amazing opportunities over the last 2 years, and this is why I know I made the right decision to jumping into a chocolate shop in the middle of COVID.
Blessings. Blessings.
All right, are we okay to go to Windsor now, Mr. Dundas?
No, I don't. You know what? I know that restaurants sometimes leave out their high success stories.
Yes.
So,
yes.
right. So I have to make sure that it comes out. Laz, I'm going to ask you some questions. You know which questions I'm asking. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, let's go down to Windsor, where they shut doors loud. That's an inside joke. Good morning, Stelly's Cuisine and Catering. How are things?
Things are well, giving
Good
thanks.
morning.
Good. How did you guys get in the restaurant industry?
So I've been a chef for pretty much all my life. And so I decided one day, okay, being working for other people, or other establishments, I said, okay, it's time for me to do my own thing. And so that's when, we start hit the road running and to bring out the dream and this vision we have.
Let me ask you, what was the first few weeks like? Because you had a dream, but then reality hit. What was reality like in the early days?
A Mack truck.
Can you expound on that? I like to. Yeah. What's a Mack truck in the food industry?
I mean, it's just because you're when you just open, you're trying to do the things. You're trying to make sure that people are coming in your doors. You're trying to make sure, of course, the food is tasting good. You're just trying to make sure that you're doing all of the things. But then it's just after a while you realize you can't do everything yourself, so you're just tired. So that Mack truck is tiredness. That Mack truck is just about everything that could come at you is coming at you. So you're trying to navigate all of the things and still be able to have a smile and greet people when they come into your establishment. So that's what the Mack truck is.
Roger, you want to jump in? I can go further if you want.
Yeah, please do. Go further.
Okay. Where did the name come from?
Okay, so I'm a Jamaican, born and bred. So my cousins shortened my name, so they just call me Stelly. And so I've been growing up with that from some of my cousins, and then I say, okay, and since this restaurant thing now, I just say, okay, Stelly's, so I put on the S and
I have a question. Are you? Is it I've never been there, so full disclosure. There's one restaurant on this call that I've never been to. Is it a dine-in or a takeout establishment?
So it's a takeout restaurant, and also we offer catering as well.
And then the second question is, how did you end up in Windsor? What was the drive to live in Windsor and operate in Windsor?
Well, before we were living in Brampton specifically. So Steve had always wanted to, because in Brampton he was doing the catering. So just wanting to expand, and Windsor being what it was, and like being on the uprise again, wanting to be a part of the growth. So he wanted to have his restaurant, and then I also have a business as well that I wanted to come out here to expand. So that's kind of how we ended up in lovely Windsor.
Well, we were there last year. It was a very interesting town. How do you find the business level? Because I've heard that people actually will travel across the border just to come and buy food from some of the restaurants there.
Yes, that is very true. There's even the Detroit population definitely do come over to us quite a bit, of course, because it's not far at all, probably about 15 minutes, even the tunnel or the bridge. So yeah, that's definitely been something that we've been realizing as well, that they appreciate the food on this side, so they come over to indulge.
Lovely.
I want to ask a few conversation pieces. First of all, moving from Brampton to Windsor, what are the difference in costs? Because before we went live, we talked about something, and I said, hey, if you wanted to do that in Toronto, you're looking twice as much.
Right.
So what is the difference in costs for you doing what you're doing in Windsor compared to Brampton?
Well, cost-wise, in Toronto, it's just a lot more, or Brampton, it's a lot more money. So when you're out here, it's not as expensive. So you're able to a little bit more than what you would do, provided that you were in where we were moving from. So definitely making that jump was a good idea, because I mean, being out here, you're able to utilize your funds a bit better in order to stretch, if that makes sense.
What was the experience the first time you had a customer from Detroit?
It was an interesting conversation, because yes, it's not far from us, but really, like, you're really traveling, paying tolls to come across the border. Like, what do you really do? But like, they enjoy it. They enjoy it, and then sometimes what we're getting as well is they've seen it on TikTok. They've seen our poutine, jerk chicken poutine. They're like, no, we had to come over and try it. So it's been interesting, and we always welcome them back. And they actually are quite frequent here, actually. So yes.
What's your favorite dish? What's your customer's favorite dish?
But between the jerk chicken poutine and the oxtail, and jerk chicken as well.
Out of bounds. Whew. Okay, well, I can't wait to get back to Windsor. I must say, there's 3 people that I want to try. There's 3 restaurants that I want to try up there. So far I've only had Diva Vibes, which is now Sailor Vibes, and Zule Eats. So those are the only 2 that I've had so far. So we'll be coming and we'll be trying. But
So
vibe?
yeah, what is your clientele? Is it mostly melanated, non-melanated? What sort of mix? Describe the clientele that comes to your place.
I don't think there's like a regular a regular type of person. It's like everybody. There's not just, let's say, melanated or not. It's everybody comes in, every culture, which makes it nice as well, because you don't want to just be catering to one sort of individual. So yes, everyone comes in. There's not really any particular open the next.
Okay. The significance of the sign behind you.
I'm not hearing it.
What is the significance of the sign behind you?
Because with our God, all things are possible. Even starting this journey, of course, Steve did it as a dream. Just not really sure what to do. I did have some business background. I'm in school, went to, but really with God, He's made everything possible. Things that we thought weren't able to happen, rooms that we didn't ever think we were going to get into, we've gotten into only by the grace of God. So we do definitely hold that near and dear to our hearts. And really, when people come in, they're like usually, oh my goodness, that's on the wall. Because sometimes people keep their faith to themselves, but we don't. It's on the wall, so you can see what it is that we stand for when you walk in our doors. And we hope that persons feel that when they come in as well.
Yeah, the writing is on the wall. So
I like that. You mentioned getting into rooms that you never thought you'd get into. Could you give us an example?
Like, I mean, of course, for yourself, Dr. Vibe and Mr. Dundas, you might think, okay, well, us having
Roger.
Here.
Mr. Dundas is he died already. I am Roger. My dad, he's
okay.
passed away.
Okay. All right, sir. My apologies.
I know I look older.
You look very young. You look very young.
That much older, you know.
But even the opportunity to be here amongst other fellow entrepreneurs, it's a blessing. And just other conversations we've been at, with opportunities that we've had. It's not anything that we've preconceived in our minds. It's only things that have happened by God's grace. So I mean, that's what I'm referring to. This opportunity to speak with you this morning, it's just a test to the fact that God is working.
All right. Good stuff. Let's do the last thing. Hello, Laz.
Hello, good morning.
How are you, Laz?
Maybe not as good as you.
No comparison. We're in no race. If you're Blackalicious, you're good in my books.
Can I do a little preamble for Laz first?
Please do. Go for it.
So during the pandemic, we were introduced to Laz Catering by one of our neighbors' friends, Ron Mapp. who does Crave parties, and he has a security company, and we started ordering food from there. I gotta say, it was out of bounds. The food was out of bounds completely. I mean, we were just, because there were those times when you just didn't want to cook, and I think that was everybody's thinking, that just get the food and it'd be easier. And then we heard that they were opening up their restaurant in Markham, and it took me a while. Like, I gotta say, it took me too long to come there, but then when I got there and I experienced their vision, not just the space and the food and the service and everything. The food was just so good. And I've referred a lot of people to them since. There was a big party that happened there on Saturday night, 30 people. And everybody who came, they called me after last and they said, "Oh my God, Roger, the food was so good." So that is a testament to, just guys, you don't need to go downtown. Toronto style service and food. You can go north where there's parking and just a little bit easier to get to. They have a lovely patio during the summer. So I'm gonna let them take over and talk about their story now.
Yeah, we'd like to find out how much did you pay Roger, and then tell us and then tell us, how did you get it started? How did it all start?
Well, I have been born into food, and I've always done last catering as a hobby, not as a serious business, but more of a hobby. And it just started to grow from there. And in 2019, I quit my corporate job and I decided I'm going to focus on catering. Wanted to work with other catering companies so that I can gain the experience or more experience in, what the bigger picture is for catering at a higher level. The pandemic happened and obviously everything got shut down. And we're just sitting here trying to figure out what to do. And then Jerry's like, "Baz, why don't you cook some food and let's put it out there and sell and see how it goes?" And I'm like, "You crazy?" But I tried it. I had like a WhatsApp group. Like, I had a lot of friends, a community of friends that have friends. And I would create a menu and just post it there, and they will take it, which were like a couple DJs too. They will take it and just blast it all over. And then I was just getting all these orders from all over the place. Now I live Oshawa, and people as far as Mississauga, even Oakville, would have placed an order. And I'm like, how am I doing this? But it just grew, and it just went crazy, and in the sense of, wasn't expecting it to be so busy. And I only did it on the weekends. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, Jerry seen how hard I'm working on it. He's like, "Laz, this kitchen is too small for you. You need to get a bigger kitchen. Let's do a restaurant." And again, are you crazy? You talk about a restaurant now. But for me, my vision for a restaurant was always something different. I mean, I don't know what it is about making a difference. I like the challenge of doing things a little bit different than the usual settings. So our vision for a restaurant wasn't supposed to be a fast food or takeout restaurant. Wanted to be, because I love to cook and entertain. That's a big thing for me. Mm-hmm. Most times, if you come to my house before, it would be, we'll have little gathering, especially during the pandemic. So I will do all the cooking. Everybody must have a good time. That's just me. Let me cook, let me feed you, make sure we all have a good time. And I kind of brought that vision over into a restaurant setting. Of course, all driven by Jerry, who thinks that it was possible, and I think he was crazy. But living in Durham, being in Durham, our vision was really to really have this restaurant in Durham. We have been through a couple places, buildings, contracts, got this close to it, and then obviously the pushback sets back. I'm not sure if it's my name, if it's my personality, being Black female. People maybe think this woman is crazy, she wants to open a restaurant. I don't know, but we got turned down a lot of times in pursuing restaurants or spaces in Durham. Then I have a friend, she's a real estate agent, came and said, "Hey, there's a spot in Markham that I want to show you. I don't think you guys may like it, but just come with an open mind." And we did. We approached it with an open mind, and from the time we saw the building, we fell in love with it as to what it can transform to be. I mean, we saw a ghost house, but the vision we had for it, it really developed into something beautiful and that a lot of people do appreciate. It connects so nicely with a Caribbean background to have this house transformed into a restaurant. It's a heritage building and transformed into a Caribbean restaurant. I guess, and the rest is history, or am I cutting the story short?
You know, I'm just sitting in the background because I'm the mentor, the motivator, and the person who pushed it behind there.
And I love the deep, and I love the deep voice.
So like a DJ.
Yeah,
A radio DJ. Sound like a radio DJ.
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with my background is in business for a number of years. I have started several businesses, mentored individuals and moving forward. So I knew this was a no-brainer when it came to Laz and her experience, her willingness, and her love for culinary art. Having that creative background for me as well, I was able to marry creative arts and culinary arts together. And that is the fusion that has given us a measure of success. Of course, it's an uphill battle for us because we were just 1 year old and putting this together. Most people really said we were crazy to be going into this type of business coming out of the pandemic, knowing the economic challenges that we face. But with the ability to do it differently, to approach it differently, to strive for an acute level of success in a short space of time. You know, I am somebody who, I tell people, I can land a jumbo jet on a cricket pitch because of the motivation that goes behind it, because of the value.
That's a tweetable. That's a tweetable.
Yes. Wow.
So it was one of those factors that have driven, you know, the direction for us. So we are in the game. We are dealing with it differently. As Roger says, you know, we put the ticks on the boxes that require us to go forward, and we work diligently on those for greater success as we move forward.
Good stuff. So I'm just going to ask general questions, and people can answer if they're comfortable. How important is the word pivot in the restaurant business?
I say very important. You can't be just one track mind. You have to be prepared to change what it is that you're doing to adjust to what exactly is happening within reason, of course. But that's very important, I believe, in the restaurant industry.
Can you give me an example, any of you, of when you've had to pivot in your restaurant journey? Can be big or small.
I think we are pivoting almost every day. You know, you're adjusting and you're tweaking to get to that level of success. Customer satisfaction brings different challenges. Different customers have different issues, different palatable tastes in certain areas, and you have to sometimes adjust your meals accordingly depending on the feedback you get, etc. You're adjusting with your staff. We have a team that we call them the family team, but there's still a lot of human resource management to take place. So we're pivoting to accommodate them in specific spaces. It's a daily challenge. I think the other people on the chat here can attest to the daily challenges, the long hours it takes to really develop that level of success that we are all trying to or striving towards.
I would think a specific example for us here in Windsor, as a Jamaican restaurant, we were really ambitious, saying, you know what, we're going to do some Jamaican breakfast. But that wasn't necessarily quite hitting in Windsor. So we had to quickly say, reassess, okay, this is not a good idea. One, because those are some of the most expensive items, yam and so forth. So we had to say, you know what, let's not do that. Let's just do, for the time being, let's do lunch and dinner. So that could probably be an example of that.
For me, pivot, just before One More Cocoa, I had another business. It was small, but we were starting to see traction in 2019, going into 2020. And then when COVID hit, it was like, okay, what do we do? And I think that was the moment I decided that I don't need to beat a dead horse anymore. It's time to really look at what the business is doing for me and how I can move forward with something else that's going to benefit us in the long run.
How challenging is it to satisfy a customer these days?
Gosh. That's a tough one, Dr. Vibe. That's a tough
Well, once in a while, I do come up with a good question, you know?
Actually, for us, I don't think it's challenging. That's not one of the biggest challenges for us. We are able to satisfy our customers. I mean, maybe it's based on our environment. Because we provide the ambience, the quality of food, the way we present our meals, customers are generally satisfied in our case. I think our biggest area of satisfaction is the delivery of the food. You know, Caribbean meals are prepared differently, especially in our environment. We tell people it's not fast food. I often tell individuals, if you're coming to Laz, try not to come too hungry. And you're not prepared to wait more than 15, 20 minutes for a meal, then start looking for the fast food chains. But that's where our challenge is, being able to get people to understand it's an experience when you come to Laz. It's not a case where that's why we don't really push ourselves as a takeout per se. It's where you come and you get an experience. We have live music, live entertainment at times, you know, and we present it differently. So for us, that's really where our challenge is.
I know in the past when we've done these, and especially post-pandemic, staffing was a challenge. Is staffing still a challenge?
Yes, it is.
Most definitely, yes.
Can they want to expand on that?
Trying to find the right people, trying to find the right staff, the right people. It's always a training all over again. And then you try to train people to understand or be more passionate about what they do and not just come in as a job. You try to welcome them or treat them as a family unit, have them feel the vibe in the workspace so that they can give out their best. Customer service is a huge deal for me. Trying to always have, customers happy and comfortable, but trying to find the right staff that can actually bring that forward, it's sometimes challenging.
For me, it's been a whirlwind because we're a small chocolate shop. I don't need much, but surprisingly, it's been difficult. Now I'm very happy. I was able to find someone through a recommendation from a friend of mine who've worked with her before. And, before I used to say me, myself, and I, now I say me, myself, and Vanessa. But, I'm new to this, like everybody else is. So it's, I'm hiring people my age. So sometimes it's quite hard to be that manager and boss to someone, that is in your age group, and trying to find that right way to communicate with them has been the hardest part for me. It's like, how do I be a boss? Because we could be friends. And so I was trying to find that balance. But it's funny because the other day I walked in and I was like, okay, Vanessa, this. And she's like, I like this. I like this part of you. So I'm starting to just realize it's okay to be a boss because you are a boss, and working with it. But I've been unfortunate in our first year of having staff that didn't want to show up, asked us for a loan, and then went to WSIB when we couldn't give them the loan. So it's been traumatic at times, but we're at a great place now where I think I have the right set of staff in that I absolutely couldn't do without. And I have another one, Victoria. She came during the Oprah thing. We were going crazy. And her mom walked in and is like, do you need help? I'm like, yes, I need help. She's like, here's my daughter. And that was it. Victoria started the next day, and she is amazing. I've had tons of people in the front of our store, and the job is very basic, like super basic, but she just took it, ran with it. I didn't have to tell her anything. She just took initiative. She's in university, so I said, you always have a job here. So summertime, wintertime, come back. And she's coming back for the summer, and I will always hold her a seasonal job for her because she's just that amazing.
Yeah.
I see
Can I interject here?
everyone
Let us
smiling.
interject here. I'm going to interject and talk about one more cocoa again because, geez, I have to, like she knows. I came to her yesterday. I went there yesterday, and I said, I have to discipline myself not to buy the things. It's discipline. You have to have discipline because you go in there and you leave with a 24 bucks. There's little chocolates, so you go in there and spend and spend and spend. You have to discipline because it's that good. I'm telling you guys. Whenever you have that time, Stellies, whenever you come into Toronto, get to Whitby, go to One More Cocoa. Same thing I'll tell you, lads. Just you're in Oshawa, pop over there one day and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's no other chocolate that I've tasted like that.
And we're adding more Jamaican flavors. So we have the Scotch bonnet honey bonbon. We're launching the plantain next week for Restaurant Week. So it's a plantain bonbon. So and there's other flavors. I got yelled at for thinking about doing a, don't judge me, cheese and a bun and cheese bonbon. I'm almost there. We're so close. It's just getting the cheese right.
Did you see Rod?
I can taste this. I'm volunteering. I'm volunteering to taste this. Okay, just letting you know.
I would like to add that I do love to collaborate with the restaurant, having the restaurant. I have someone that I became friends with. She's a poet and she has these teas, Tracy teas, and we carry them at the restaurant. So maybe I can carry your hot chocolates, cocoa, at the restaurant.
Oh, that would be
There you
lovely.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
I
what
love
it's
that.
all about.
I mean, because we do carry hot chocolate and stuff, but they are just the regular store brand. So if I have a different brand or a better brand, I would definitely love to carry your hot chocolates at the restaurant or cocoa.
Yeah. Well, once we're off this call, we'll connect and
Yes, for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Oh,
You see,
and my
this is the
cocoa
magic.
is made with beans from Jamaica, so it is authentic.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right.
We love to promote and when customers come in, we try to promote the other brands that we carry, which is other small businesses that we collaborate with, and say, how about trying this tea? It comes from, most of the herbs came from Grenada, and you have this, and the same thing with your cocoa. We tell them the beans are 100% Jamaican, and people love that. So I would definitely love to carry the brand.
That's authentic. Most of the things that we carry are the authentic stuff.
Right.
So
That's
awesome.
Okay.
They know that they're getting the authentic things when they come to us.
So, right. Tim Frey says, morning, everyone. I will be visiting La's Authentic Cuisine for sure as I pass by there weekly. He also says the restaurant industry expects staff vacancies to rise to 210,000 people across Canada by this summer. So staffing is still a problem since COVID-19. Training is key to hold on to staff. And also a big shout out to Dr. Tachi of Mediascope and also Indie Soup Media. Welcome. I want to ask each one of you, what has been a special moment during the journey?
Well, for us, we have had several of them. Too many to choose from. Just the fact that we have been able to maintain a standard and to intrigue people with our dishes, our cultural offering as well. We've had many defining moments that made us realize that we were doing something right. We've had several. One of the things that we do as well is we have private entertainment, private dining. So we've had several events at the restaurant. People have come and had their wedding celebrations at the restaurant. We've had significant birthdays. Just Mother's Day, we had a 101-year-old mother come to the restaurant. That's a defining moment for us. So we've had several in our piece.
Wow. Who's next?
I think for ourselves, having customers just come back and say that they appreciated the food that we provided, or that it reminded them of back home. It's always refreshing because you can kind of give you a bit of a reminder that you're doing the right thing and you're giving people tasty food. So getting that feedback from the customers is always appreciated, just to remind you that you're not doing nothing, you're doing something that matters.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Similar for me. It's the people who come in. 2022 or 3, one of those years, I hurt my wrists and I couldn't really make chocolate. And we have this customer, Marie. I'll always sing her praises. And she would come in almost monthly to check in on me to make sure I was okay. And she's been one of our customers. She's not supposed to have chocolate. She's diabetic, but she'll come in, buy some chocolate, always the creme brulee, nothing else. And she will nurse it over like another month or two. But she's like, I want to support you, even if it's, she's like, I don't have much, but I want to make sure that you can still stay here. So she'll come in, even if she's buying one bonbon for $3, she's always been there to support me. So, for me, that's one of the most special things. It's just seeing how our chocolates make people happy on a regular basis. And yeah, people coming back for more. And I have customers, I know their face, their name, and their story, and that's crazy to me, but I love it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Roger, you want anything? Because I can continue on.
Yeah, so I want to get to the meat of the matter. And the meat of the matter is, let me start with Kenisha first. What is being offered during Restaurant Week? What is your $10 special?
So you could try our 4-pack of bonbons. And you could try any flavor you want. So you could try the Scotch Bonnet, and Scotch Bonnet, we have tons of flavors. I think we have right now 16 to 18 flavors available. So you'll be able to try our 4-pack for $10.
Okay. And then Stellies, what's on your Restaurant Week special?
You're going to be able to have the jerk chicken poutine. Going on then to the large jerk chicken meal, then followed off with a slice of Jamaican rum cake for $35.
Wow.
Is there a hammock included?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you offer delivery to Whitby? I just want to know. Somebody was asking. I'm just curious. Can you deliver to Whitby? That's what I want to know.
I'll have to check with Uber Eats and see if they'll drive so far.
Wow. The original cost on that is $40?
It's about $45.
Wow. And you're doing it for $35. That's amazing. Laz, what is on your menu, please? I'm coming there, so we're bringing some people there. They're closer. I wish I could drive with us to Windsor next week.
Okay, we understand.
So we're gonna have one of the things that we're offering is a prefix menu, 3-course dinner. So if you come in, might as well just sit and start from beginning to end. So we start you off with an appetizer, saltfish accra, maple jug shrimp, wings, fried plantain. Something about fried plantain. I don't know. People just love fried plantain. I don't know.
I do.
Fried plantains. I mean, Jerry's addicted to fried plantains. It's just me. I just don't. I mean, I have nothing against it. I like it, but I'm so addicted to it. It's insane. So you start off with an appetizer, and then you'll go into a main course of the traditional rice and peas with some macaroni pie. You can get your oxtail. We do a filleted curry snapper, which is something a little bit different. And this summer, so most times the menu changes seasonally, depends, because I can't cook everything, but I just want people to experience everything. The Caribbean has so much different dishes. And I think we just limit ourselves to a few dishes that people will highlight. Once you say Caribbean, everybody knows it's jerk, but there's so much more to just jerk. So that's why I put in like curry lamb, different things that you can have on different occasions. So I'm bringing out the pork ribs. So we're going to have the jerk pork ribs, which is starting this summer. So it's going to be introduced for the Black Restaurant Week. After you finish all of that and you have room, we're going to go over to desserts. We have a Bailey's chocolate cake. We have some ice cream. We have the black cake or the Caribbean rum cake that you can. And we have ordered some wheelbarrows from Amazon, but I haven't received it as yet. So if you need help getting out afterwards.
Please get a picture of Roger in that wheelbarrow, please.
Well, you know what? You just need to have some rooms beside the restaurant that people can just go and sleep. You eat
It's a
and you
heritage.
sleep.
It's a heritage building. So in the male bathroom, there's a shower. So whenever people go to the washroom, especially the guys, and they see the shower in there, it's like, so there must be bedrooms up here, right?
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's cool. Where? Okay, just some comments here. Frequency event promotion says BWOY. I think I go with to Windsor now. And also he says, just went on La Cuisine's website. You have my attention. Yes, yes, and yes.
Yes.
All right. Rich Commandine says, I'm hungry now. That's in the US.
I'm extremely hungry right now. I'm extremely hungry.
Where for each one of you is the biggest opportunity going forward?
The biggest opportunity. For me, it's just the exposure, getting more people aware of the restaurant, knowing where we are, who we are, what we about, what we offer. And I mean, I still meet people coming in from right within the neighborhood saying, oh my God, I didn't even know you all had a restaurant here. I didn't even know there was a Caribbean restaurant existing right here. Yeah. So I don't know if I have to put out smoke signals, whistle, I don't know, but for me, that's a huge thing, and it will be, it's something I look forward to, getting the word out there more about what we have, what we offer. There's a home for anybody that's Caribbean or non-Caribbean that want to experience Caribbean food. One of the things that I know for sure, I hear other guests come in and they say they've been to the Caribbean, but they've never had authentic Caribbean food. So when you go to the hotels, obviously you will be getting North American foods.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay.
The Caribbean food, and let them, you always have to teach them, and they really enjoy it, surprisingly. Not really surprisingly, but it's surprising when they tell you, yeah, we've been to the Caribbean, but we've never had Caribbean food. I say, well, next time you got to go in the country.
Yeah, the real thing.
If not, we can make you feel like you're there,
Doubles on the side of the road.
Yeah.
To add to that, opportunity for me, and I was pleased to have discussions with Roger up to this week about what especially programs like this and platforms like this can do for us in terms of extending our reach or extending our network and ensuring that we become, I want to use the word, better known for what we do. Because we really sometimes feel that you're hidden in a little corner. I mean, people pass up and down and they don't know. They don't even understand what we are doing until they experience it. So getting people aware is more important, greater marketing for us. Yesterday I had the scare, if I may put it. 3 restaurants in our area have been shut down due to economic challenges that are taking place in our midst. And that was a little bit scary, because if we're losing 3 restaurants in the area, it means that things are not going well for everyone. It means that our survival is not, for want of a better word, secured. And we have to do what is necessary to ensure that we can maintain our survival through greater networking, greater marketing, and greater support coming from not only people in our community, but in a general sense as well.
Yeah.
Can I just say ditto?
Yes. Okay.
Because they said it all. It's the same. It's, I've been at my location for 2.5 years, and the amount of people who walk in and be like, how long have you been here? And I'm like, 2.5 years. They're like, really? And I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So just following up on that, how did they find out about you?
Oprah has helped quite a bit.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
She has reach and influence. I didn't know.
I know, right? And also too, Whitby has been extremely supportive. So, we had a breakfast talk with the mayor last week, so that helped. And they keep me on a lot of the programming that's going on in the community. I've also, gotten myself on the BIA, and I'm going to also join another international business network in the area. So I'm realizing I have to connect myself with all the organizations, the commerce, the BIA, whatever that's going on in the community to so people know, because they check those local Facebook groups, they read the local newspaper. So really focusing on that. And the next thing that we're doing, because we're doing some renovations at the end of the summer, is we're going to take advantage of Canada Post's mail service, where you can send flyers through the mail service for a set price, just so people know that we exist in our postal code, and then working from there to build out, because people don't leave their house. People don't walk. People drive everywhere, and you can't see everything when you drive. I've tried, it doesn't work. And so, we have to find ways to show them that we exist, especially people in our community, like especially with chocolate. It's the last thing they think about. So showing them that we exist, we're here, we're not planning to go anywhere. And same, we're seeing a lot of small businesses close. Times are harder. For me in the chocolate industry, the cost of chocolate is skyrocketing. And right now there's a gap where some of our suppliers are running out of chocolate. So, fun times just before the holidays. So it's trying to make all those things work at the same time, letting people know we exist, we're here, come support us with your hard-earned money. You won't regret it. So ByBlacks is amazing, in the sense of we're now tapping into a group of people who may not knew we existed or have tried our products or our type of products. And so I'm excited for what next week has to bring. And I'm coming hard with all the new flavors. So people better show up in a nice way.
So I want to tap back into something because it's something I've seen. I've been right across the country, guys. I've been from Vancouver all the way over to Halifax and everything in between. Over 300 restaurants. I've seen, small bakers, this, that, black one. And it's the same problems. So I don't want you to think that your problems are unique to you or whatever. Everybody's having the same problem. So the staffing is the problem. That's like the biggest problem. And the challenge is that you're trying to compete with a person who is going to just take that job at Starbucks that's paying more money and giving them benefits. Mm-hmm. This is a challenge. That's the biggest challenge. And even Starbucks, even though they were doing that, was still looking for people too. So think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons still has help wanted signs on it in Whitby, Kenesha, right? Mm-hmm. The one on Dundas, on Brock, and still have it. So the thing is, there is an initiative, and I'm trying to remember what I think Ryan Knight, who's missing from here today. That's why I'm co-hosting, by the way. Ryan is the co-host. I'm not a co-host. There's an initiative to try get a universal healthcare plan for small businesses so that your employees would have healthcare. Then you could say, okay, all right, since they have healthcare, I don't have to buy it. We can book healthcare. I mean, for like the medical and dental, like prescription drugs, etc. Not your doctor's bills, the things that you normally pay for. So if that comes into effect, then that would be helpful to you. So you need to look out, press your city councillor, your whatever political representative, ask them about it and see where it's at. Because I believe it's an Ontario thing that I saw. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want to talk about is marketing, which is why we're doing this whole restaurant week thing, because we realized that I've spoken to so many restaurant owners that said, oh yeah, we cook good food, so word of mouth. I'm like, dude, you have no idea what's going on right now, right? Word of mouth is actually now social media. It's a different thing. So yeah, some people do talk, and I will tell you to go to One More Coke. I'll tell you to go to Lads, and when I try Stellies, I'm sure I'll tell you to go to Stellies, right? But that's not how it really works. Right? So, Kenesha spoke about the Canada Post thing, and I want to be honest with you. I don't like all those flyers coming into my mailbox. But what I cannot stop is the pop-ups on my phone. So when I'm on social media and those ads are Google ads are popping up and saying, hey, have you tried the blah, 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 blah. So I would strongly encourage you guys to carve out something out of your budget and put on some Google ads, geo-targeted to your neighborhood. Because you're right, Kenesha. Most people are coming 5 to 10 kilometers to come and dine. The normal person, right, is going to 5 to 10 kilometers. You could stretch it to 20 kilometers, but most of your 80% of your patrons are going to come from the area. So it's no sense wasting. Like, you're in Windsor, why would you advertise in Whitby? You know what I mean? How many people are you going to get from Whitby? I've been to Windsor once last year, right? But I'll go to Markham because it's 35 minutes from me. We'll go and we'll take that drive up there, sure, for a good experience and a dine-in, special occasion, birthday, or whatever, right? So I'm just saying that from a marketing perspective, and also sharing stuff on your social media platforms. That's free.
Yeah.
You know, take a picture of your food, take a video of you preparing food, drop it on the social media. You have a special. Lad spoke about the curry lamb and stuff. Why take a picture of that and share that? I don't eat lamb, but I know a lot of people that love lamb. Tell you, I know so many people. And then for Kenisha, new flavors. You got new flavors coming out next week. Let us know on social media. Tag ByBlacks, please, so we can flip it over. Right. So that's all I want to say. The marketing is critical. You have to keep doing it every day. 10 minutes a day. That's what I recommend. 10 minutes at least, just to share something out on social media.
Yeah, I just piggyback, and we talked about this on Monday. Don't tell people what you do. Show them.
Yep.
Show them.
You know, some comments here from Frequency Event Promotions, La Cuisine, signage, food specials, podcast shows, and offline marketing. Also, he has a question: what year of business is La Cuisine in?
Las Cuisine.
Sorry.
We acquired the business to kick off in 2021. We had a fire that set us back a year.
Wow.
So in 2022, we started doing private events fall of 2022, but weren't able to officially open the restaurant until February 2023. So we're just about 1 year old. Wow. February 2024 is a year. So,
wow. Okay.
I want to also point out that Laz is an event space as well. They have a big patio, and they have upstairs and downstairs.
Okay.
So people are looking to do, like, you know, showers, whatever. That's an excellent location.
Yeah, have showers, not take a shower, right?
They can shower there too.
Yes. You can have a shower, you can take a shower. But there's
TMI.
One of the things that and I saw it in a comment where somebody said signage. Because we are a heritage building, there are limitations to the level of signage that we can put on the building. So that's one of our challenges as well. Most people pass by and see the sign Laz, and they ask, "What is Laz?" You know, we have to find a way to let people know that Laz is a Caribbean restaurant. I'm now looking at further signage so I can discreetly put those messages up. But because, as I say, we're in the heritage rules of the way the building has to be treated and the way it looks, then we have to know we are challenged with that to a certain extent. So that's one of our setbacks. In terms of marketing, yes, aggressive marketing is something that we have continued to do. As Laz mentioned, this was really our first year. We have done quite a bit within a 1 year space. You know, most people say to us, "Oh, Jerry, it's going to take you 3 to 5 years before you start to realize their success." And I've said to them, I don't have 3 to 5 years. I don't operate in that space. My goal was 18 months. So we're really hitting the ground and running hard to be able to achieve the inevitable of getting that level of success in a short space of time. I think we're on course. It's tiring. Laz is extremely tired. Sometimes she wants to give up. I have to be the motivator and the mentor behind there, pushing the buttons for it to happen. Yeah. I mean, last week we were supposed to be on your show on Monday, as you know. We were dead beat, and I knew this was going to happen based on the Mother's Day weekend we had. I even told Laz, I said, "Laz, you're crazy to try to do that on Monday morning." She said, "But we have to." I said, "We're just not going to make it." And we just couldn't, you know, but that's because of the numerous hours we're putting in to ensure success. And we still are. Sometimes I feel that we are imprisoned by this business at this point in time. But that's part of the journey. You know, we have to put diligence to it. We have to put acute micromanagement to it. Managing the staff is critical. As you mentioned, it's difficult. I am like the human resource manager. I'm the business manager. I'm critiquing everything on a daily basis. So it's a lot of work for us. But at the end of the day, I'm still enjoying it. It's still fun. It's tiring, but
Good.
I see progress and I see growth and I have a vision for where we want to go. So hopefully we can be on course with that. And with your support and your motivation, even this morning is motivating for us to know that there are other people in the business like ourselves who are striving for success. And if there's any way we can help to collaborate with your products, etc., we'd love to continue doing that.
That's what it's all about. Yeah. Really, right? Dr. Chachi says, for some reason now I want chocolate. She says, Rich, hey friend, also Frequency Event Promotion says, one more cocoa. We would like to offer you a community discount on your direct mail campaign. This is a very smart idea many times, and it works. Officer, Charmaine Hussey, the First Lady of ACBN, says, pops are great reinforcers and reminders, pop-ups. Ads, and also Tim Frey says entrepreneurship is not for the weak. All right, another conversation piece, and I don't. If anyone needs to go soon, only be a few more minutes. But I have a few more conversation pieces for those who are on the screen together. How important is it to have another person to support you?
Very,
very, very, very.
And don't worry, Kanisha, I'm coming to you too. So I'm not leaving you out. But let's take the couples first. Go ahead.
I think they, the gentleman there that was just speaking said to it, sometimes one wants to quit over the next and the other person has to be the encourager. So it's always good to have that, because sometimes when Steve is like, yeah, ready to conquer the world, I'm probably not there. So we're able to like balance each other that way. So I think that support is definitely crucial.
Yes, it is.
That was short. Yes, it is. Okay. All right. Kanisha.
It is. It makes a difference. As I said, most times I'm exhausted. There's so much different things that I don't want to get into it in the sense I might start talking. As a Black female entrepreneur, you try to push yourself, you try to prove yourself, you want to make sure that people see you because people now look up to you in a different respect. And it's hard. So as much as everybody knows Laz as, the chef, the owner, the female entrepreneur, because that's what the business showcases. And you want to display it, but behind the scene, orchestrating everything, it's really Jerry trying to push it and lift it up. I can't do everything myself. It's so exhausting. And that's the reality and the truth. It is a lot, but you really do need to have the right support partner and God in your life to really push you and help you through day to day. It is challenging. It may seem, and a lot of people look from the outside and they look and they think that, wow, everything looks perfect, but it's not. It's not. It's a lot of work, a lot of challenges, a lot of pushback, a lot of fights, a lot of everything. But as Stellies, with God, all things are possible, right?
There you go. Kanisha, we only see one of you. Who keeps you up?
I have an amazing community. Friends, family, my partner, they're always there. I'm sometimes a little jealous of people who have like a partner in business, because I'm like, I need someone else to take on this, because I've been through burnout already. But my friends and family will not allow me to fall at all. They will be there. If it's them coming to make boxes and help me package things, they'll be there. When I needed to
you should take videos of that.
Yes.
Right there. I'm being serious. Everyone here, that kind of stuff, show people the journey.
I have some video. We had a really massive order the other day, and I was sick over the weekend, so I couldn't work on it. So I had to do it the night before. So no sleep in. I was going, and I called my best friend crying, because I'm like, they're coming in like an hour and I'm still figuring things out. And her husband, her brother, and mom showed up to my store and helped me package and get everything out, fed me. And they're like, okay, come to our house to sleep. You're not going to do the drive. I still did the drive home. I was fine. I could 24 hours without sleep. I can still drive. Don't do it. But like it's that kind of support that I have around me, where they'll they'll drop what they're doing to come and help me. So I don't have someone next to me all the time, but I have a group of people who would be there for me if I need them.
Okay. Question here from
Do you want me to, Dr. Bob, or no? Just the restaurants?
No, there's a question here from Frequency Event Promotions. Silly question. Opening your business 4 out of 7 days in a week, do you think would bring more efficiency with business all around?
I'm open 4 days.
Yeah.
For me, it makes sense. We're a small team. We can't be open every day and keep up with demand. So us being closed, we have that ability to spend time to build our stock up for the new opening. And I like it. I don't want to be there every day. I don't. I need a break, and I don't want to burn myself out, because if there's no me, there's no business. So for me, it makes sense to be open 4 days a week. Gone are the days where you have to be open 7 days a week. It's the cost is still there. Now I have to pay someone to be there for the 3 extra days. Now I'm running my electricity for another 3 days. Like, it adds up, and if people are not walking in, then I've just lost money just to be open for an extra few days. Funny enough, I got a bad review for that, for not being open on a Sunday.
That's a nasty person.
Yeah, just like, I was like, you left me a 1 review for that after my beautiful 5. So yeah, it hurts, but I had to realize that people are special, and you just got to roll with it.
People are special. I like.
That's marketing person or something.
Oh my goodness. So before we close it down, I have a sentence for each one of you, and I want you to fill in the blanks. If I had blank, I would blank.
The song in my head, if I had $1 million.
Exactly. That's
So I'll just go based on that. If I had $1 million, I would build out my dream production facility, pay my staff beyond a livable wage, and just invest in the business and myself and the people around me to just grow and build from there. That's what I would do with $1 million, because $1 million these days don't last as long as it did before. But with $1 million, I would invest in our business, invest in the people who work for us, and build my dream distribution and factory.
Who's next?
I agree with what she said.
Me too.
That's the short way out.
All right, take the easy way out. All right, Dr. Tachi loves the quote of the day: people are special.
True, very true.
That is true.
Yes.
Well, each one of you, I want to say thank you for what you have done, are doing, and will be doing. If there's any way I can support here on the Dr. Vibe Show, don't be afraid to reach out. Roger, any final words for our restaurants?
Yeah, well, you know what, people, if you're listening from Windsor on the live or on the replay, please go and support Stellies. Go there, try their prefix menu, or not. You can just try something from the menu. People in Whitby, Durham region, you know what? You can come as far from Scarborough. I know people are coming from Scarborough all the time. One more cocoa. And then the same thing for Markham. Markham has all of, you got so much. Vaughan and Richmond Hill, North Toronto, Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa. You know, please, next week, go out.
People say Markham is far. It's not far. But the restaurant is located 20 minutes from Oshawa. No, 30 minutes from Oshawa, 20 minutes from Whitby, 15 minutes from... It's not far. It's like 15 minutes from Scarborough. But I don't know why they have this vision that Markham is so far. It's not.
So it's not.
So, question, do you guys remember a restaurant called The Muse that was on King Street? Well, Dr. Vibe knows it. So it was this hip giant. There's a Hotel X there now. But it was a Black-owned restaurant. And the 4 guys were running it. And it was a place where celebrities would go. Denzel Washington, Oprah, Michael Jordan. That they would seek out this spot. You know where I'm going with this. I believe Laz is the Muse, the new Muse. North. I think that's where you kind of want to develop it into that place where that's the hip place for people to
Yeah.
go. Live music thing. There's a bar going on. There's food, and it's always crowded. That's what music is like.
Yeah, and I'm just going to add to that. In Toronto, people don't want to go downtown. The journey, the traffic, paying for parking, set yourself up as the alternative to downtown, right? Right? You know, the convenience. You want convenience and experience.
Yeah.
Right. Convenience and experience. I like that.
You know, for each one of you, convenience and experience.
Yeah.
And just keep on asking your customers what do they like and what they don't like. Keep on asking them. Survey them every time.
Yes.
We've talked about marketing here. They're your best marketers.
Yes. Free consulting. That's what I call it. Free consulting. When people think that they're insulting us when they're like, "Oh, ByBlacks, why don't you have this? Why didn't you do that? Blah blah blah. Fix this, fix that." We're like, "Thank you.
Yeah.
I got no problem with it. Please, if you think there's something we can do better,
please.
I always do ask them.
Yeah.
Experience.
So sometimes we're so into what we're doing, we don't see the things that are obvious to another person.
Yeah. The biggest thing for us really is to continue our aggressive marketing. You know, we have jazz nights, Thursday nights, we have comedy nights, we have poets coming, we have poetry evenings. On the patio, we do live music every Friday. There's something called Music on Main Street. So there's a lot of offerings. We are fortunate to be in a location where we can provide all of these entertainment and edutainment opportunities. You know, we have a food series that's coming up. Eating healthy, what healthy foods present.
Okay.
Caribbean food. We met with a chef recently who speaks about the ingredients that go into making some of the dishes. What are those healthy products that people are eating and not aware of, etc. You know, most times we're eating a meal, we never know what all those ingredients are that are in there. So these are some of the things that we are doing. So it's just a matter of us, as they say, continuing our aggressive marketing strategies to ensure that people really understand what we are offering, what we are delivering.
It's the highlight. People always think that Caribbean food it's fattening or it's not good, but there's so much health benefits to Caribbean food, and that's what that health series will display and show people the simple things that we eat. It is healthy for us. Don't listen to people saying about coconut and good. Coconut is good.
All right. Well, everyone, want to say thank you for taking the most valuable thing to share with us today, your time. And I know some way, somehow, Roger, myself, and Ryan will get to you sooner rather than later.
Ryan has been there a couple of times, so yes.
All right. Well, look, I don't eat oxtail. I know him, though.
He had it. And he had oxtail soup for the first time the last time he was there.
Wow.
And he didn't take pictures of it. He did.
All right.
He should be your oxtail brand supporter.
And we have a road trip. Dr. Vi, we need to do a road trip back to Windsor.
Yes. Yes.
We're going to visit Windsor. I would love to come out and see what you are.
You know what we should do, if it was all possible, we should get some of us to go down to Windsor. I know schedules will be crazy though, but maybe organize something and go down to Windsor for a day and just.
Yeah, there's Chatham. There's Black history to explore there as well too, right? So it's not just Windsor. But I'm gonna tease something before we leave. I keep on teasing it on every show. We're looking at doing something called a Black Restaurant Makeover TV show. Right? So we go. It may not be suitable for some people who have a restaurant that already looks good and it's already, but it's really focused on trying to elevate restaurants that might be struggling a little bit with their aesthetics or their marketing or their back-end operations or their procurement or whatever. It's a holistic thing. It will deal with everything from how you account for your business finances to how you market and how you serve your customer service, your look and feel. So stay tuned.
Restaurant Rescue. All right. Take care, family.
Thank you very much.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Take care.
Take care.
All right.
Dr. Vibe.
Yes. What's going on, family? So another
I'm
great.
hungry. I'm so hungry right now. I want to drive to Windsor for lunch and then go to Las for dinner. and then stop by at One More Cocoa and get some dessert.
You know, that would be a great Instagram live journey. Stop. So, Roger, any closing thoughts?
You know what I want to do again? I should have done it when they're on. If there's anybody still on, I think what I will do is, why don't I go ahead and give away a $50 gift certificate to One More Cocoa? So if anybody can put in the chat.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I could do a giveaway with the people that are on. It would take me a minute to do, but I could do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So just give some more things. Just some giveaway. Let's see if I can set this up right now. All right. Let's do this. So if you're still on, everybody.
It has to be somebody in local because, you know, Dr. Tachi, sorry, but the Fort Lauderdale is not going to work.
Yeah. Okay, live. Okay. So, any comment? I'll leave it blank. Okay. Okay, so we have. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to share the giveaway screen right now. I'd laugh if Dr. Tachi got it, though. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Okay, so we're going to
give it to somebody else.
Yes. Okay. So we got 11 people on right now. We're going to do the draw right now.
Tim Freer's going to get it.
Oh! OMG.
Oh my God.
Oh my. Dr. Tachi, are you still here? If you are still here, you want me to just redraw or do you want to gift it to somebody? So I'll give you 30 seconds. This is hilarious.
That's crazy.
This is hilarious. And it's random, family. It's random. So Dr. Tachi, are you still here? If not, in 30 seconds, I'll redo it. That's funny. Be careful what you asked for, right? Be careful. So, Dr. Tachi, I love you. You see that? You see frequency event promotions is already in? Rich goes, I love oxtail. But Rich, you're in the U.S. You're in the U.S., Rich. Opal says, love the show idea, Roger.
Thank you.
This is cool. Frequency of Brand Promotion says, shout out to continued success to all the entrepreneurs on your panel show. Keep up the great work. Okay, I don't see Dr. Tachi here, so we're going to do a redraw. Okay, let's draw again. And I think she left because you don't see her in the draw now. Opal inspired. All right.
Where are you looking? Okay, so
she's in Scarborough. She's in Scarborough. I can give you that information.
Get me her name and email address, and I will do that. The gift card to her.
Fantastic.
Congratulations. You will really enjoy One More Cocoa. That's a lot of chocolate, I must tell you, and it would be best for you to go next week because, of course, you're gonna get more bang for buck with the ByBlacks special.
And actually, too, she and her son do a lot of home cooking. So they like to do a lot of cooking at home. So it's going to be right up our alley. So that's
nice.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thanks for offering that giveaway, Roger. Appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. Do you want to do another one?
If you want to.
Okay. Let's run with Laz.
Okay.
A $50 gift certificate to Laz as well.
Okay. Here we go. For the people who stayed on till the end, there you go.
Sometimes it makes sense.
Yeah. Charmaine Hussey can't do it. She's out in the East Coast. She's out on the East Coast.
Charmaine is Charmaine. If you get it, you can gift it to somebody else. So let's go.
Okay. All right. So
Charmaine is in New Brunswick. She's trying. She's gonna try Food by Fatu, hopefully, and orchids.
Okay. I'm just gonna show that she wants. So Roger, do you want to gift it to her and she'll gift it to somebody, or how do you want to do that?
Charmaine, do you want us to redo it, or do you want to do it?
Yeah, we have you as the winner. Opal Inspired says, I'm beyond excited. And she says, so hungry right now. Wait till next week. You get more bang for your buck.
Charmaine, do you want to gift it or do you want us to redraw?
Well, and the thing is, she probably, so it's anyone who put a comment in. So so she may not be here. So we'll do another draw.
Okay.
Okay. There's only 8 people in this right now who are left to make comments.
Come on, Fitnance. Anthony.
Anthony Henry. There we go. Do you have his contact information?
I don't. So can you
get it to you?
Anthony Henry, you're the winner of a $50 gift certificate to go to Laz Catering and Cuisine. Again, I would encourage you to use it next week because you're going to get more bang for the buck.
Absolutely. So,
all right.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Anthony is actually going to be on 1 week from today because he is the president of the Walnut Foundation.
Oh yeah,
yes.
So I work with some of his team members with the Canadian Cancer Society's prostate cancer outreach.
Yes,
that they do.
So he's actually going to be on a week from today because they have a walkathon coming up on June 1st.
Yeah, we should. It's strange that they don't promote that stuff on ByBlacks.
We'll have that conversation. But yeah, so Anthony's gonna be on. So family, Monday we won't be here. It's a federal holiday, so we'll be doing a replay. A week from this Monday, Carolyn will be on. She kindly pulled back her regular appearance on the second Monday of each month. So she's going to be on a week from this Monday. And then the month is almost done. Okay, look at this. Oh, Leslie McEwen has a question. Oh, sorry, go ahead. Put it back up. There we go.
Yes. So Leslie, Tropical, who's down in Byward Market, now, they are participating. They haven't sent in their prefix menu yet, but I spoke to Jay Anthony, who is the owner, yesterday. He has a location in Ottawa and another location in Montreal on Notre Dame. One of my top 5 Black-owned restaurants in Canada. That restaurant is outstanding. I'd actually have to say it's the second best restaurant I've been to, Black-owned in Canada.
What's
Second,
number
one is I'm always going to give it to, unless they fall off, Miss Liquamore's. I mean, Miss Liquamore's, it's a whole, and I keep telling people, yeah, you could get jerk chicken better somewhere else. You could get this, but it's the entire experience of the service and the space.
Yeah.
The service, the space, the presentation, and the food. I mean, it's the most expensive and it's the best. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion.
Value
overall. I mean, if you just want to run in and get food, you could go to Stacy's, you could go to Cheryl's, you could go to any of those Jamaican, bread. So you could go to Blessed Licious to get some great Nigerian street food, but it's not the same in terms of how the place looks. Right? It's not an experience. You're just gonna grab and go.
Yeah.
You grab it and go in. Yeah, sure.
All right. Okay, Rich says, I know I just have to get some today and then visit soon to Canada. And then Leslie says, we'll check them out. So Leslie, yeah, and definitely come back to me and tell me how the experience was.
And Leslie, when you go there, tell them that you heard about the restaurant from ByBlacks Restaurant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. How many restaurants are you visiting next week?
Jeez. I started the journey from last week just to make sure that I was getting through. So I think I'm going to touch on classic juice because I do want to get some of their juices. The owner was just saying that they are out because today because they have a pitch competition that they're participating in. Oh. But there's also, I went to Carib Dish already, and I went to Authentic Jamaican Jerk.
Yeah, that was good.
It's so funny because you and I and Ryan, I was trying to save some food for my kids, and we just finished everything.
Not happening.
Nothing was left. Nothing, not a thing.
Yeah.
I always say to people that, I've been to so many restaurants now, and the ones that serve food that didn't taste good, they have actually closed already.
Makes sense.
right? So restaurants generally, the food is okay to very good, but never bad. I wouldn't say that there's a restaurant I've been to where black one I'm talking about, where the food was bad. I've not experienced that. I've not experienced that at all.
All right. Leslie McEwen says, will do.
Yes.
All right,
Thank you, Leslie. We appreciate you.
All right. Before we shut it down, there's the information about Restaurant Week, powered by ACBN. It's also in the comment sections on most of the platforms. Also, really powered by ByBlacks.com. Make sure you go there.
No, it's actually powered by ACBN.
ACBN.
Yeah.
Okay. Black
We are
Opportunity Fund. Thank you so much. Some other things before we shut it down today. Always, please subscribe to the Dr. Vibe Show on YouTube and hit the notification button. Also, follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. If you want to advertise your business, product, or service on the platform, would love you to do that. Email me, dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com. Also, if you want, please join the Morning Vibe Discord group. Maybe I'll put up some pictures from next week. So email me at dr.vibe@thedrvibeshow.com. Again, you can watch replays at a number of places. One of them is Indie Soup Media. Can't wait to get Dr. Tachi up here, by the way. One day. What else we got? If you want to get a hold of Ryan Knight when he's not eating oxtail, there's his website, Ryan Oneil Knight. LinkedIn, Ryan Oneil Knight, at Ryan.Knight. And he's going to lick me down the next. He loves his oxtail, so it's all in good. Email work with me, Ryan Oneil Knight. And then with me, here you go. The drvibeshow.com, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, The Dr. Vibe Show, Instagram at The Dr. Vibe Show, X, Twitter, drvibeshow, and email dr.vibe@the drvibeshow.com. Thank you for everyone for putting up with my voice, but thank goodness they did most of the talking today. So, and one last thing, you can watch replays of this conversation on my YouTube channel, Facebook channel, ACBN Business, Afro-Caribbean Business Network, Facebook and YouTube, and Ryan Oneil Knight, YouTube and LinkedIn. So this is how we shut it down. Live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions and aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect.